Oh, by the way, one story here. I went back and forth with this absolute idiot on Twitter today. If you have been looking at my Twitter feeds the last couple of days, I told MyBookie that I was basically going to try to blast them as much as possible because the situation that I'm in with them, the site called MyBookie, is so ridiculous. So absolutely ridiculous. Basically what ended up happening was that I was kind of new to all this stuff. Sports betting, like I don't do a lot of sports betting, so like rollover, shit like that. And, I'll lay it out. I talked about this over on the Poker Fraud Alert podcast as well. Maybe I'll make this into a YouTube video about MyBookie. But basically, MyBookie, it's an offshore site. And, it's kind of a recreational book. Like sometimes the lines are soft. They're all 10-cent lines, meaning they're all like minus 110, right? And I didn't know this, but I did go on SPR, I think it's called, where they do like a lot of sports betting reviews. And I looked at it, and MyBookie was like only a C or a C plus. And a buddy of mine, Poker Mentor, if people know who that is, he told me don't fuck around with any books that are like less than A's on SPR because they'll have problems. But their line like on Michigan, and I got some really good lines on Biden, like minus 145, some bullshit like that, right? So I didn't really know anything about rollover, any of this shit, right? So they were doing a sports betting sort of promo, like a first-time depositor, where if you deposited, there was a 50% bonus up to $1,000, okay, on like a Bitcoin deposit. So you could deposit $2,000, you get $1,000, right, in bonus, but you have to roll over a lot of money. Rollover means you have to wager money. So the way that it works, it's 10x rollover. So you have to wager through both your deposit and the bonus. So if you deposited $2,000 and you got the 1K bonus, the rollover would be $30,000. Okay, it's quite a fair amount of wagering, right? So I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to be doing a fair amount of lecture betting, so I'm going to get there a lot anyways. Now, what I didn't realize at the time, which is somewhat standard, not just with MyBookie, is that they count the rollover for money that you're betting to win. Meaning that, like, if I bet on a team at like minus 1,000 and I bet $1,000 to win 100, only $100 is going towards the rollover, not 1,000. So, I wasn't that far along in my election betting because I had bet on a lot of long lays. Whatever, that's my problem. I didn't understand that. But what ended up happening, which is just so outrageous, is that I was like, okay, I'll take this bonus, right? Like I'll take the 50% bonus. I'll deposit on my first deposit, right? So I deposit $5,000 and I hit the bonus. By the way, if you don't know what you're doing, the bonus is selected for you. Like you have to go and find deposit without bonus, right? So I deposit $5,000, goes through, and they have this like little rollover calculator like on the top right of the screen, right? And it says that my rollover is $60,000. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? That can't be. How is my rollover $60,000? I mean, I know I deposited $5,000 and the bonus is $1,000, but the bonus is capped at $1,000. So how would I roll over $60,000? Because I could just deposit $2,000 and get the same bonus and only have to roll over $30,000, right? Like I was like, oh, there's got to be some sort of mistake. So, I contact customer service. This is back in September, I think. And I'm like, what's going on here? Like it says my rollover is $60,000. They're like, the rollover is attached to the amount that you deposit and the bonus. And I'm like, but the bonus is capped at $1,000. It's 50% capped at $1,000. What if I had just deposited $2,000? My rollover would be $30,000. You telling me that you're making my rollover $60,000 because I deposited $5,000? What if I deposited $10,000? My rollover is going to be 100 and whatever it's going to, 110,000? You're going to make me roll over 110,000 on a $10,000 deposit when the bonus is capped at 1,000? The answer is yes. That is what their policies are. So I just sort of I mean, I wouldn't say that it was, I kind of stated what their policy was. I said, we didn't necessarily blast them on Twitter. I'm recording this on December 14th, but I just stated what the policies were the last couple days on Twitter. I was like, how can this possibly be? By the way, not only is the rollover ludicrous in the sense that they're penalizing me for depositing more money, I can't forfeit the wagers that I won. Like, I can't just forfeit the bonus. Also, I knew when it happened. I said, well, take away the bonus back in September. They said, no, we don't do that. And I won on the bonus. And I was like, take away the money that I won. No, we don't do that. They force you into the bonus if you take it. Another thing I didn't know was that it's not actual bonus money. It's free play money. So it's only the money that you wager with that you win, you get to keep. So I didn't know that. So I had bet like on California at like minus 1,800 and Michigan at like minus, I don't know, like 250. I won both wagers. The net money that I won from the bonus is like $225. They're making me roll over 60,000 for $225. Not 1,000, $225. Finally, a final caveat to this is that I made subsequent deposits on MyBookie after this first deposit. So the first deposit went in, it's got the bonus attached to it, and all the bets are pending, right? Because they're election bets. They took a long time to grade. So I make subsequent deposits that are not attached to bonuses. Several thousand, I don't know, 8 to 10,000 after this deposit, right? Not attached to a bonus. Doesn't have rollover except the playthrough. Like you have to play through like 1x, right? They are tying up my entire account for this rollover. I can't withdraw anything. Nothing. The money I deposited and wagers, proceeds from wagers that are not attached to a bonus at all are also tied up. I can't withdraw any money until the rollover is complete from my account. How insane is that? I had a guy contact me from MyBookie marketing or something like that. I don't think I'm throwing him under the bus. I won't mention his name. And at first he was like, give me your account number. Like, this isn't right. There's something wrong, right? I told him the whole story, gave him my account number. I showed him my correspondence with customer support, live chat and email. And he's like, let me see if I can look into it. He came back to me. He's like, I'm sorry, but like, that is what the MyBookie policy is. I was like, he's like, I'm going to try to do something, or we're going to try to change it, have a better reputation. And I'm like, first of all, most books will let you just decline the bonus, right? And then this fucking idiot on Twitter. I don't usually get mad about this stuff. So I had sent out another round of tweets. And this guy's like, you can't be serious. This guy, Jason311 from 5 hours ago. You can't be serious. Is it that hard to grasp for you? They wrote the rules, and the goal is to trap your money in the book until it's gone. We've all been through this before in offshore books. Read the promotion rules. And I said, you can forfeit the bonus in most books. Depositing more than the bonus can give you, and tying that to rollover can't be the norm. And he goes, it has nothing to do with the norm. They clearly lay it out in the rules. You didn't read the rules. End of story. Your fault. And it's like, dude, you're a fucking moron, Jason311. Just because somebody writes rules and buries them in there doesn't mean that the rules are bad and they shouldn't be called out for the scam artists that they are. Burying something in fine print and explicitly non-standard throughout the entire industry. If somebody does something that's shady, right, unethical, even sometimes quasi-illegal, and they write it in their rules, and you tick off terms of service, doesn't mean that they're not at fault. You dumb fuck.